American Morning, the most news in the morning, period. Weekdays 6 Eastern.
Even in New York, it's shocking.
And you said you snapped the picture because you didn't think anybody would believe you?
Yeah, in New York, people see crazy things all the time, and you tell friends, and people say, "Oh no, that couldn't have happened." Well, this actually happened.
Okay, so you're sitting on the train, and when does this first come to your attention that a child might be in the driver's seat of this subway train?
I left work. I was going home to watch a U.S. soccer game, and I heard someone kind of yelling instructions, but it didn't sound like a coworker to coworker or anything like training an MTA employee. It sounded like a mother and a child or something. Like the tone was just kind of like that.
So what was she saying to the boy?
It was the words I heard were green go and yellow slow down and things like that, and which was kind of, I thought the MTA has to have better instructed people than that they don't know that green means go.
And at this time the train was actually moving.
Yes.
So was he doing a pretty good job?
It's on rails, so I don't know. It was going, and then we eventually the train stopped at Union Square, and the train was delayed a little bit, and all of a sudden the young boy came out, popped the door open, and announced why the train was delayed.
The little boy popped out
Yeah.
and said why the train was delayed.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same kid that was driving the train.
Well, at this point I didn't know that, but he popped out and made the announcement, and everybody kind of in the train kind of nervously looked around and giggled like, did that really just happen? So it was kind of shocking, and then he went back in. At that point I went up to the cab to kind of investigate and see what was going on.
Okay. So you went up to the cab to investigate, and what did they tell you?
Well, I didn't say anything. The window is kind of fogged out or grayed out, and so I leaned up, and at that point I saw the kid. I saw a small individual and a larger individual standing at the controls, which kind of shocked me. And so I got out my camera because I didn't think this was safe. I didn't know if it was against the rules. I didn't know if it was illegal, but I just thought it was kind of shocking. So I put the camera, pressed it up against the window. You can see my pictures in the reflection, but
Right.
I held it up, and at that point, somebody in there said, he has a camera, or that, taking a, and I snapped it, and I got,
So as all of this was happening, I mean, certainly in your mind, because we've had some pretty terrible train crashes lately, Washington, D.C. being the most recent tragic example where so many people lost their lives. So was that going through your mind as you're seeing this kid at the controls?
Well, that's why I, brought it to the press's attention, and I talked with the MTA and the Inspector General's office. After it happened, I provided them the photo and told them what happened, because I just, I think it's incumbent. We're American citizens. We have to keep an eye out for each other, and don't assume that you're on public transport that everything's being run properly. If you see something, say something, take a picture, and make people aware of it.
Right.
So hopefully something gets done.
So surely something will happen. An investigation is underway, and that's got to make you feel a little better.
Well, I didn't want this young man to get in any trouble. I don't want the conductor or the driver, to lose their jobs over this. I just think it's like President Obama says, these are teachable moments, and that hopefully something good comes out of it. I didn't want something to happen in a couple weeks, a train being in an accident and people
Right.
get injured or killed, and to think, God, I didn't do anything, and hopefully this makes the system a little bit safer.